Hey guys, I'm back, and today I'm starting a brand new series, comparing two teams. I know comparing two teams is a lot harder than just comparing two heroes, but I'm still going to do it. For the first episode, I'll be comparing the Bat Family with the Justice League Dark. I've already made separate videos about each of these teams, so I'll leave links to those videos for you to check out. If I forget, you can still find them easily on YouTube. Just search something like Batfamily DC Dark Legion. I think I'm the only one making content about teams in DC Dark Legion anyway, so it should pop up right away. Before we start the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to give me more motivation and get ready for even more exciting videos. Alright, let's jump into the video. First, let's talk about the damage dealers in both teams. There's one fact that everyone knows. The Bat Family has two damage dealers. That means even if they lose one, they still have another one to keep applying damage to the enemy. However, the Justice League Dark has one extremely powerful AoE damage dealer who can wipe out the enemy team with just a single ultimate. That's because he not only has very high damage, but he's also a ranged hero and can inflict burn effects with his attacks. And that hero is Constantine. Since Constantine is ranged, his attack power is higher than Batman, who is the main fighter in the Bat family. But from what I've seen, ranged main damage dealers usually have attack power equal to assassins, like Nightwing and the Bat family. The downside is that because their attack power is so high, their HP and survivability stats are usually very low. Now here's the tricky part. Nightwing specializes in targeting enemies with low HP. That means Constantine can easily become his target. And even if he doesn't directly target Constantine, Constantine will rarely hit Nightwing with his ultimate because it's better for him to target the other four members to gain more advantage. The biggest weakness of Justice League Dark is actually the biggest strength of the Bat family. They have two main damage dealers. Batman also deals AoE damage and can reduce the enemy's attack at the same time. Meanwhile, Justice League Dark only has Constantine, and he could end up being Nightwing's target. On top of that, Nightwing can use his ultimate repeatedly if enemies are defeated, which makes him nearly as strong as an AoE damage dealer. Another important point, if you use 5 Bat family members, they gain a bonus to critical rate. But with 5 Justice League Dark members, they gain spiritual amp. From what I understand, that stat only adds a little extra damage, and compared to critical, it doesn't feel as strong. So when it comes to damage output, I believe the Bat family is stronger than Justice League Dark. Next, let's talk about survivability. Justice League Dark has 3 strong survival supporters, Dr. Fate, Raven, and Zatanna, plus an extremely solid tanker, Wonder Woman. Together, they can fully protect Constantine if both teams are at maximum strength, meaning their power levels are equal. One creates shields, one provides healing, and one boosts physical defense. Since the Bat family relies entirely on physical attacks, it becomes very difficult to defeat Justice League Dark unless Constantine is taken out early before Zatanna raises his physical defense. Overall, these 4 heroes provide some of the best survivability support in the entire game right now. On the other hand, the Bat family only has 2 survival supporters, Batman and Red Robin. Their role is mainly to reduce enemy attack power, and that's about it. That's about it. So when it comes to survivability, it's clear that the Bat family definitely loses to Justice League Dark.
I am vengeance.
Alright, now let's talk about damage support. For Justice League Dark, the only real damage supporter is Zatanna. She
You
boosts
should see
attack
what
power
I
with
pull
both
out
her
of my
skill 1 and
hat.
skill 3, and her skill 4 increases spiritual amp as well. All of these buffs are mainly focused on Constantine, since he's the main damage dealer and the one who needs to finish enemies quickly. On the Bat family side, besides Batman and Nightwing as the main damage dealers, Robin also provides extra damage. His damage is high, but because he targets enemies randomly, he can only really be considered secondary support. Later, when Red Hood reaches Mythic, he may outdamage Robin and potentially replace him as a main member of the team. As for offensive support, the Bat family has Red Robin, who reduces the enemy's critical resistance, and Batgirl, who increases critical rate and critical damage for allies, while also lowering the enemy's critical resistance. This makes them extremely valuable for supporting the entire team, especially Nightwing, since he heavily relies on high critical rate and critical
I've got
damage to
this.
maximize his potential. So, in terms of offensive support, the Bat family is far stronger than Justice League Dark. And that makes sense since they don't have healing or protective abilities, they need to finish enemies as quickly as possible. With Batman's skill rework in the latest update and the arrival of Nightwing, this team
I
has
am
become much
vengeance.
stronger overall. Now let's look at how easy it is to build each team for free-to-play players and small spenders. For the Bat family, there's only one limited hero, Nightwing, and it will still be a long time before he shows up. That means if you want to play this team, you'll have plenty of time to save up anvils until his release. But because it takes so long, your team will struggle a lot in the early game, which can feel discouraging. That's why you'll need another team to carry you through the early stages and then start saving for Nightwing later. Even though there's just one limited, the Bat family has four mythic non-limited heroes. The problem is that none of them can be bought in the shops. You can only get them through daily top-ups, daily rewards, or red cards, mythic shards from events in Darkest Timeline. You might also get them from Motherbox or the Bleed, but that's purely based on luck. Basically, you'll have to work with whichever ones you manage to pull. To make it easier, you can replace Robin with Red Hood since he's legendary and very easy to obtain early in the server. On the Justice League Dark side, they have two limited heroes, Constantine and Zatanna, and they're released fairly close to each other. If I remember correctly, it takes about 2 months from the server start before they appear. The fact that they're so close together makes it harder to invest in both, especially since Zatanna comes before Constantine. That makes it tricky. If Constantine came first, you could dump all your anvils into him until max stars or until the very last day and then switch to Zatanna. But since Zatanna shows up earlier, it's harder to decide. Usually, players settle for 2 blue stars or 5 white stars for Zatanna if they don't have enough anvils, and that's exactly what I do too. Even though JLD requires 2 limited heroes, the team also has great legendary options. Wonder Woman is very easy for free-to-play players to get, and in the future, she can even go mythic if you raise her to 5 red stars. Raven is also easy to obtain and upgrade through the Metal Brawl shop, and Dr. Fate can be exchanged with red cards. Plus, all of them can also be pulled from the Bleed or Mother box, so if you're lucky, you'll complete the team quickly. As for Zatanna, there are multiple heroes who can replace her depending on the strategy. Hawkgirl can pull Nightwing or Deathstroke toward her to protect Constantine. Mara can heal Constantine early if Deathstroke targets him. Aquaman can lock down Nightwing, giving Constantine more time to survive. So, in terms of investment, I think Justice League Dark is actually better. Even though they need 2 limited heroes, their other members are much easier to obtain compared to the Bat family, whose mythics are hard to collect. Personally, my Bat family members are still stuck at 5 white stars, while most of my JLD team has already reached blue or even purple stars, except for Zatanna. I focused my red cards on crypto recently, which is why Dr. Fate is still at just 1 blue star, but otherwise he'd already be purple like Raven. If we're talking about pure battle performance, the Bat family is stronger than Justice League Dark when both teams are equal in power, 5 red stars, full gear, and so on. But if JLD makes small strategic adjustments, like bringing Aquaman to counter Nightwing, they can actually turn the matchup around. The longer Constantine survives, the harder it is for the Bat family to win, since they lack strong survivability support. That's the end of today's video. If you guys want me to cover other topics or compare different teams, let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.